Okay, I believe we're live. Let me check over here, okay? Make sure. Yeah, okay, we're live. All right, thank you guys so much for being here. We had a little technical difficulty, but we're here now. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that your screen stays up, Justin.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, hi. All right, so we had some updates come through the email today, so I know you guys have all seen it. And I don't know if you want to start with a few updates, Justin, and then I'm going to go over here and read the questions from the crowd and have you answer them, okay? Cool.
Sure. So yeah, hi, everybody. Sorry that we're running a little bit late, but thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, it's been quite an amazing week. I can honestly say I have never spent this much time at my office in the last 5 days as we did this week. It was 7 a.m. till midnight right here, and our team has been just doing an amazing job. I mean, absolute hats off to the whole team for just digging in and doing what needed to be done to actually come out with I think quite a lot to show for it. Obviously, we're not exactly where we want to be, but I think that we need to be pretty happy with the way things went overall. I mean, we knew this week was going to be bumpy, and it certainly lived up to expectations. So there was a notification when we introduced the new software. Unfortunately, it introduced a couple of unexpected bugs. One of those affected our ability to detect updated notifications and then to subsequently update them. That lasted for about 2.5, 3 days. We fixed it this morning, and we put a whole lot of team members at it, and we expect. I mean, we're down to about, I don't know, we started the day at about 1,000 notifications to update. We're down to about 100, and I am sure that we will be up to date by the end of the day. So I apologize, that was a completely unforeseen bug, but we are back up to speed, and we fixed it, and so going forward that won't be an issue. So that's one update. Second thing, obviously, on everyone's mind is what's happening with the phase 2 kind of commission stuff. So first of all, thank you all for your engagement and participation in the process. What we needed to do was scrub the last month or so of orders to make sure that the right affiliate is under the right sponsor. Downlines are looking good, and we did as much work as we could before, and we had about 80% of the orders from May, though they were allocated, but there was about 20% that weren't. And so the feedback that you gave us in the form of I don't know, somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 emails was really helpful, and we were able to fix a lot. It's not 100% yet. We haven't been able to make it through every single email that we've received, but we have made it through the vast majority. And we recently pushed an update to royaltie.com, so you should see a more accurate reflection of your downline. If it's not perfect, again, like we said in our email earlier this week, please don't panic. This is not set in stone. We are still receiving lots of feedback. Please continue to provide it to us, and we will continue to work until everyone is 100% satisfied. I want to talk a bit about specifically how we're going to go forward from here, because it was our intention to pay everyone yesterday, and today is, well, not yesterday, and we think it's extremely important that we start the payment process right away. And there's a great expression which I believe strongly in, which is, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. And that's kind of the approach that we're taking with payments. So what I mean by that is, we are going to we're basically going to take what we have, the view of the compensation that we have today, and we are going to pay everyone over the next 1 to 2 business days. So we're going to try and make some payments over the weekend, but for sure, Monday, Tuesday, everyone who's owed money according to the current view of the database will be paid, because we think it's important that we deal with, that obviously, you be compensated, and that will, we think, address 80–90% of the amounts that are owing. Next week, we will continue to work with you, continue to refine your downline, so that by the end of next week, we have completely, we've sorted everything out. And if there is a difference owing to you, so let's say we send you, I don't know, $500 on Monday, but then by the time next Friday comes around, we discover, oh, there's another $100 owing, we're just going to make a second payment to you. Okay, so we're trying to balance our goal of perfection in terms of cleaning up the past, with also being practical and wanting to make sure everyone feels good and feels confident going forward, and that we've come through on our obligations. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to pay over the next couple of days based on what's in there. If you're not happy with what's in there, totally fine, totally fine. Okay, let us know. We will continue to work with you until you are totally satisfied. Now, what is in the system does not reflect orders that were processed in June. Okay, so we're really focused on dealing with the period up to May 31st. And by the way, we're receiving like I said, thousands of emails, and everyone is asking great questions about what about this person, what about that person. The trend, as I mentioned in the email, is they're not on your list because they signed up in June, or their credit card was declined and we need to follow up, or maybe they never placed an order at all. So it's only about 10% of the names that we're receiving that actually affect May commissions, and that's why we feel confident pursuing this strategy. Pay based on what we know today, get 80–90% of the commission out there into your pockets, and then clean it up at the end of next week. So hopefully that strategy makes sense to everybody, and everyone feels good going forward. Cheryl, that's my update. I think I've probably forgotten some stuff, but
no, that's great. I'm just to my left here. If you guys see me looking to my left, I'm constantly looking here because that's where I can see all the questions that are coming in, so that I can ask you. So I'm just going to start firing away. Okay?
Yeah, you know what? Let me fire away first. I just remembered like a really obvious thing. How do you get paid? We're going to do PayPal this time. We are implementing a much more scalable, much better system, as in all areas of our business, but it's just not ready today. So we're going to implement that new system for the July 15th payment. For now, it's going to be PayPal. We will use the email address that we have on file for you, unless you tell us otherwise. So if you have a different PayPal email account, please send it to support. Thank you. Okay, that's what I forgot to mention.
First question: where do we send the PayPal?
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Where do we send our PayPal address? Was the first question that was answered. The volume on second level.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, thank you so much this week for the feedback. I think overall, we were really pleased that the feedback was generally positive on the back office software. So thank you for the support and the positivity. We did get some really great suggestions that, like, I mean, we take suggestions really seriously, and a number of you asked us, can we get visibility not just to the volume, like the dollar amount generated in my second level, but can we actually get access to more detail, names? So for now, because we can't just produce that overnight, what you're going to see is the dollar volume associated with your second level, right? So each one of your personal signups is going to have the revenue that you generated from them, so like probably $29 for most people in the month of June or in the month of May. And then next to that, you're going to see another amount, which is the revenue from the people that they signed up. That also flows towards your total revenue calculation. So you're going to see that for now, but once we get through the current activity around cleaning all this stuff up, we will be implementing a more detailed view of the second level. It's gonna be probably something like you click on the name of the person that you see in your first level, and it'll open up a listing of all the people that they've signed up and the revenue generated, contributed by each one. So that's coming. Thank you for the feedback. We will be implementing that over the next few weeks.
Great. Thank you for answering that one. So people are asking, what is the next way that we're going to get paid? Is it e-payment? Like, how will we get paid for the next month? What's the current plan?
We've actually initiated the process with 2 companies, and because I want to make sure we hit the next target, and things don't always completely go to plan, as you've seen. This week, it hasn't been the smoothest week of all time. So we've initiated the process with 2 companies, and we will make our selection, I think, in the next week. And then once we do, I'll be able to share that.
Okay. Is the system currently updating? Some people are saying, they can't see something, or downline, or,
So it's not currently updating. We pushed all the information that we have processed. We've pushed. It's possible that that there something happened in the the database refresh. But again, certainly nothing to be too concerned about. If you don't see, if it's actually blank, then just let us know, and we will put you on our top priority list to refresh it. But that'll be, realistically, that'll be Monday morning if you see no one. But just let us know, and we'll refresh.
Okay.
And by the way, it won't prevent you from being paid within that 1 to 2 business days that I've just articulated. Okay, so we will hit that. There may be a couple of people that we need to do another refresh after the weekend.
Okay, so if that person, I'm trying to read at the same time. So when that person gets the update or whatever, and they'll see their people, if one of their people drop off, does it roll up?
Yes.
So, like if your first level drops off, will the next row of people roll up to you if they don't pay their activation fee as your personal people?
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. People are having this, 1 of 3 gems is not showing. My gems has a different code than was back there. What should we do if our gem has a different code, or they only have 2 of their 3 gems, or something like that?
Yeah, we had some data. Again, sorry, I'm getting a bit of an echo there, Cheryl. I don't know if you are. We just when you're migrating a pretty massive database from one system to another, it doesn't always go exactly perfectly. And so we had, I think we had out of about 15, 20,000 or probably 25,000 devices, there were, I think, 200 or 300 that the serial numbers didn't migrate properly. We are aware of it. Our big priority on Monday, from a technology standpoint, is to clean up data. So, like, there's been some people that have had challenges logging in. There's some people that aren't seeing the devices in their account. There's been a handful of, I mean, more than a handful. I mean, when you're talking about big numbers, there's been probably, I don't know, a few hundred kind of, instances of just data not moving from the old system to the new system properly. That the technology team was really focused this week on fixing the problems with the notifications, making sure that phase 1 and phase 2 happened roughly on schedule. So now that we have those big pieces in place, Monday we're going to really focus on cleaning all that stuff up. Okay, so we heard you. We've identified what happened. We know how to fix it, and on Monday, I expect by the end of the day, we're going to have dealt with the vast majority of these types of data issues.
Okay, great, thank you. Mobile ready website.
Yep.
When will we have that?
The order form works. There was one of the order buttons still was sending to people to the old order form, which was a little surprising. So the order, people can order now, I think, very well on mobile. We haven't optimized the new system for mobile yet, but again, that's a priority for sure. I'm not going to provide an exact date. It's not as high a priority as certain other things, but I think that we should be able to optimize it for most use cases by the end of this month. But there's things that I think are more critical for more people, and we need to prioritize.
So the people who are getting paid in the next 1 to 2 business days, and they find updates that they haven't been paid on, maybe find 2 people or whatever, and it led to another bonus. Do they have to wait the next month to get paid on that again, or when will they get paid the updated amount?
Yeah. So yeah, great question. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear about this before. We are going to work with everybody next week. I'm hoping that by the end of next week, we have received all feedback, answered all questions, dealt with all issues, and we have a final May downline across the board. Any amounts that are owing, once that's finalized, and it's not like you have to wait for all 10,000 people to agree. Once you personally are good, then, and if there's a difference owing, then we'll just make that additional payment right away. We're not gonna make you wait till July 15th to get you what you're owed from May. That was really due June 15th. So no, you're not gonna have to wait. If there is a difference after we refine some more next week, we'll send it to you right away.
Okay, great. So once you're personally done and you have your downline and gotten paid for May, how quickly will you see everybody in June? And then how quickly will you see everyone that enters into your downline after that?
So we're going to be bringing June people over next week. That's it's not going to be, okay. It's not going to be everyone who signed up in June. It'll be most people who signed up in June, but the following, I think by not this Friday, but by the following Friday, you'll have a completely clean view of June and of June, up to that point, and then once we have that and we've brought in all of our kind of older customers into the new system, from that point, once we're up to date, every order that we're now receiving, like, so every order that has come through since Monday is going directly into the system. So next week we're going to provide a more real-time view of new orders as they come in, but orders that we receive prior to Monday that were in June, we're going to bring them in over the next probably week and a half or so. So it's all going to come together into one kind of perfect database by the end of the month. So we're bringing old June people in starting next week, but people that are signing up today, they're going right into the system, right? They're able to log in right away. They're able to get their affiliate links right away. We're going to turn on next week. We're going to turn on confirmations to the affiliate that signed them up. So you're going to be able to actually, be notified right away when this new customer signs up. So that's also coming next week. So now, we really wanted to focus on commissions first. Now that we are making our way through that, the next focus is going to be bringing things from May 31st up to speed by the end of the month.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your answer. So when someone new signs up at this point, are they getting their link right away, an email right away? What happens the moment that somebody signs up right now, and what will happen in the future?
So when someone signs up through the new order form, they get their login info right away. They can log into their account right away. They get their affiliate links right away. That's happening. Like that's been happening since Monday. What we're going to be introducing, and by the way, that's going to help us fill orders so much faster. Because before there was a whole bunch of manual work that needed to happen to take someone from an order through the website all the way to production. Now a new order bypasses all that work and goes straight into the production queue, which is awesome. So that's going to make us a lot more efficient going forward, and that's a big reason why we did this. I'd say from a new customer perspective, they're getting they're getting set up right away. What's coming is, one, the notification to the affiliate that signed them up. And like I said, we'll do that next week. And two, we're going to be, I talked about 3 phases, right? So phase 1 was kind of the login, basic profile stuff. Phase 2 is the commission stuff we're doing now. Phase 3 is making more use of what we actually have already, which is a pretty sophisticated marketing platform. And so part of that is providing a new customer with a more seamless onboarding experience. So the system will soon be able to send them, not just like a welcome email, but here's a link to a training video. Here's a link to some best practices. Just we'll do a better job of onboarding every new customer. Okay, and I think that's going to again address a pretty, I think a pretty major issue that we have, which is the way that we introduce customers to the product, what it does, what it doesn't do, best use cases, how to troubleshoot, how to make sure it's working properly. So our system can do that, and that's one of the things that we've got identified as a priority once we get through phase 2 and start moving into phase 3.
Okay, so some people who haven't gotten their login information, who haven't, and stuff like that, what can they do to expedite getting their login information if they sent an email into support or whatever? Is there a certain subject line? Is there something to make it more efficient so the people who have been with us can get that login information?
It's not a question of something that you need to do. It's something that we need to do. So what we've been doing this week, just to keep things clean as we work through the commissions, is we've been creating profiles for orders, for customers, for their orders in our for lack of a better, in our old system, and so we've added about, I don't know, 1,000, maybe 1,500 new profiles. And on Monday, we're going to be migrating those profiles from the old system into the new system, and that's going to allow all of these people that, we got their accounts up and running this week, they're going to be able to log in. So there's nothing that anyone out there needs to do. We're aware of it. We didn't want to, given our focus on May 31st commissions, we haven't brought in June orders. So that now that we have identified the May customers, and we've done most of that work, now we're going to bring in June orders Monday and also over the course of next week for anyone who's still missing their login.
Okay. Another question is for corporate to send an email with the timeline of what's happening, kind of notes from this call. Can we send that out after the call for the affiliates who can't be here?
Sounds great.
Sounds great. We'll do it. All right. I have people that don't have their link to refer others yet. What do we do with the people that signed up but don't have the link to refer others yet, or have a link but when they click on them it says user not found?
So that's the exact same issue that we just talked about, actually. So anyone who has a profile inside the new back office has a link and has an affiliate username that will work in the system. The orders that we process this week, once we migrate them into the new system on Monday, then they'll also get their link that will work, and they'll be able to share the link and all that. So it's really just taking the work that we've done, bringing it over, and that will not only address the login issue, it'll also address the affiliate link issue. But again, I just want to emphasize that anyone who is signing up today through the order form instantly gets their login and their affiliate links. So, I mean, this week and next week, this whole thing is really about, cleaning up the past. We experienced, just tremendous growth from an affiliate program that we didn't expect would take off like this. And so, we once we realized that, we needed to upgrade our systems, we set about doing that. But of course, it's not overnight. And during that process, we had thousands of orders come in. Now we are dealing with cleaning all of those orders up and putting them into the new system. But everything that's happening, since we launched the system, every order that's coming in is being handled in an automated, pretty seamless way. So I know, this is a painful process. I know I get the frustration. All I can say is it may not feel like it, but we've done the majority of the work already, and we're not going to rest until we have cleaned up everything that we need to clean up, because once we do, then we're going to have a really great seamless system going forward with automation and transparency and all the things that you have all been asking about. So we appreciate your support and your patience while we deal with the month of May, but that support and that patience is going to be rewarded when we have a system that works extremely well for our customers and our affiliates and everything, and will allow us to scale in a much more efficient way.
Okay, May pricing. Some people have, they have signed up in May, but they, I guess their order hasn't been processed to June, or they're having a little bit of trouble. Will they get the old pricing?
Yeah, anyone who signed up before, I think the cutoff we said was June 2nd at 9 a.m. So anyone who signed up before then, we're continuing to honor old pricing for sure.
Will there be a choice for the classic or the slimline? That's what I call it.
You're branding them?
To myself. Will there be a choice of the classic or slimlined, Gem 2.0 choices in the future?
Yeah, I mean that's possible. I mean, I don't know. I guess if people really want the older model, it works. I mean, if you want to go swimming with it, it's a great option. So yeah, I mean, it's not something that's in our ordering system right now, but we have had actually a number of people ask for it. Not most people. Most people kind of agree with my view, which is the new model is better in a whole bunch of ways. But for people that I think, mainly it's like people that want to deploy them like outside, and are actually, so are more concerned about it being, weatherproof, waterproof. Fair enough. Like that's a wonderful use case. And we've had enough requests that, yeah, I think that it does make sense for us to add that choice on the order form. I don't anticipate. I mean, I'd be blown away if more than 10% of people choose the older model, but I understand why some people would for some use cases. So yes, I don't have a timeline on that, but I think it does make sense. So I would say that July is probably when we'll roll that out.
Okay, awesome. After the 10th, the sale, so bonuses, are the bonuses always paid out the same time, that one time a month that the person hits, or if they have their 10, will the bonus be paid ahead of time in the future? Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's not, no, we pay them once a month.
Okay, so your bonuses will be paid the same time that
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. Corporate timeline, shipping, May, I'm checking. Can the new model be left on all night? Yes, I have so. Oh, HTTP and HTTPS.
Yes.
Do we have any future plan to go back to being able to do the HTTP?
Yeah. Yes. My thought. The reason why I decided to get rid of them, just to be completely like open and transparent about this, was that the way that we structured it was you would go to, if you had an unsecure site, you have to send it through a secure site first, and you can't just like forward it like instantly. And that's something that, I mean, some people put like Google like URL shorteners or bit.ly links or things like that. Those generally aren't going to work, because even though it says HTTPS, it's still just forwarding directly to an unsecure site, and Google, it just doesn't work. The notifications don't show up, and people say, oh, I think my gems are not working, and then we look into it, and it was an HTTPS site, but it was forwarding directly to an unsecure site. So that just flat out doesn't work from a technology standpoint. What we, as a workaround, what we did was we put in place sort of like a landing page at royaltie.com where you would click to it and then you would go there. So it wasn't forwarding. You would actually go to royaltie.com/serial number, and then you'd have to click again to continue on to that unsecure website. And that worked. the problem was the click-through rates were just low compared to going straight to an HTTPS secure site. Like you don't have the benefit of getting, you know, a recognizable icon in the notification like Facebook, or, you know, like a recognizable corporate page icon or whatever. People generally haven't heard of Royaltie, so it's sort of like, I don't know what that is. It doesn't really seem to relate to the notification I'm reading. It also requires, when you get to royaltie.com, another click, which is again not ideal. So the reason why I got rid of them was because they weren't terribly effective, not nearly as effective as going straight to a secure HTTPS site. However, since there's been a pretty small minority, but a vocal minority that disagrees, and fair enough, and I want to listen and accommodate as many suggestions as I can, and they've said that they would like to have some kind of a solution for an unsecure site. So what I'm trying to get my head around right now with our team is, how do we deliver what some of you are asking for, which is to be able to use an unsecured site, but not give you something that's not going to generate the click-through rates that you want. So it would be nothing to put back up what we had before, but I don't want to do that because I don't think it's serving you as a customer. So I'm open to suggestions. I'm sure, and if you want to email me and you have an idea of how to make this work, I'm open. Like, I'm totally open to working with anybody and thinking this through and coming up with a better solution for this, because I think that there is a need. I'm pretty convinced of that because I've heard from a lot of you, but I want the solution to actually provide value. And I'm just not convinced that what we were doing before was providing enough value for our customers. So that's what I'm wrestling with. You're welcome to join the conversation, and I encourage you to.
If they have HTTPS sites and they're not getting approved, is there a reason for that?
That they're not really working. So maybe it's an HTTP, maybe it's like a Google shortened one that that forwards on. Maybe it's one like a bit.ly link that forwards on. Even if you use if you take even a YouTube video, the shorter version of the links often don't work. So we have to put them in the browser and then extract the longer link and pop that in. There's a tool that we use, and I mean, it's something we can share if people want it, we can share it. It's basically just like it's a Google URL validator, where you put like any link in there, and it'll tell you whether it'll work for a notification or not. And that may be helpful to some people. And that's something I think that we can probably share, maybe even post on our Facebook page, something like that. That may help address this. But if your link is being rejected, I'm sure it's not because there's anything undecent or indecent about the link. I'm sure it just didn't work. But we can share the tool with you so that you can see that, so you can test that in advance.
Okay, so we can share the tool. If they have suggestions for the HTTPS, where can they send an email to?
Send it to me. I'm keen to hear any ideas people have. Justin@royaltie.com.
There you go.
If you have questions about your affiliate downline, we have a great team for that. So this is like you'll get a faster response if you go to affiliate@royaltie.com. Just saying. But I'm very interested in hearing anyone's idea about this HTTP issue.
The turnaround time for links, will that become shorter?
Instantaneous. Every new order that comes in instantly gets their affiliate link in their account.
No, I meant the link for your gem. So the link for your gem notification, will that become or faster update?
Oh, a faster update of the notification itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that we've fixed the bugs that were in that when we brought it over to the new system, we have some really neat ideas for how we can move notification approval closer to real time, if not potentially to real time. The ideas that we haven't made a decision about because there are some logistical issues, but I've just just in the interest of transparency, we're considering having like a whitelist of approved URLs. So something that you've used in the past that we approved, if you want to use it again, you wouldn't necessarily need approval a second time. It would just automatically, it would recognize, oh, we've approved this one in the past, must be cool, put it in, it gets approved automatically. That's one thing that we're considering doing. Another thing that we're considering is having more of like a trusted partner relationship with our customers. So if you're someone that has been with us for whatever, 3 months, 6 months, whatever amount of time, and you've used the product the right way, and then what we could do is put you kind of on like a trusted partner list where we don't need to vet it every single time. And so those are kind of two ways of making it actually real time in certain situations. And there's issues with both, but I think both have merit. So we're going to continue to kind of move that forward. But for sure, it's just gonna be faster. Like even before we make it real time for certain for some people or some situations, it's going to be faster because we've got a better. I mean, look, we got through today after 3 days of not being able to publish notification updates. We got through 3 days worth in 1 day. I mean, I think that's a testament to the the team that we have now and the system that we have. Is that once we were able to work, we were able to do 3 days worth of work in a single day. So we have a lot more capacity than we did. We have a lot more efficiency than we used to. And so now that we've debugged it, you're right away going to see that the notifications are just going to be updated much faster than before. And there's also a future of actually doing it in real time.
If the person doesn't have PayPal, is there anything that you can do?
I don't know. You get an account? Is that I don't know the context of the question.
With PayPal? I'm sorry. I cut you off.
If they do, if they like a legitimate like like they've been banned or something like that, then just contact support and we'll do our best to figure out a workaround.
Okay.
But not liking PayPal is not, that probably doesn't qualify you, because we don't like it either, but we're going to use it this month.
Realistic turnaround time. So from now to somebody getting their gems, now that we have the system, what's a realistic turnaround time for them to get their link, to get an email, to keep moving forward?
So the account is real time, is like instant. The link is instant. I'm hesitant to promise and then not instantly be able to deliver, because I know that once you say something out loud, even if I say this won't happen till July, I'm worried that people are going to think it's going to be starting today. We have a goal of delivery, or order comes in and we ship the next day. That's what we're working towards. we haven't been able to obviously achieve that, or we haven't really come close to achieving that yet. But we believe that we will be able to do that with significant scale, and we think we will be able to achieve that relatively soon. Like, not this month, but soon.
Okay. 1099 Social Security numbers that aren't asked for on that form. If somebody's an affiliate, or how do people put in their SSN number and stuff like that for further getting paid?
So we're a Canadian company. We don't file with the IRS. So if you gave us that number, we wouldn't do anything with it.
So you don't 1099 the people at the end of the year?
I'm not saying we can't. I think that's we need to understand that a little bit more. I mean, we don't have tax obligations. We don't have reporting obligations at all in the U.S. We know that you do. We need to. Anyway, I don't have a clear answer on that, obviously. So we'll get one.
And businesses, can they just use their business name as signing up as well?
Sure.
Okay. Will there be any kind of receipt for payment? So if they're running a business and they want to write it off.
Yep.
I'm trying to read and not be rude.
Yeah, no, that's great. Receipts we issue receipts upon request. Okay. That's billing@royaltie.com.
Okay. So will they, if you don't issue a 1099, will the affiliate be able to pull a report at the end of the year for reporting purposes? I think so. Yes.
And I'm not saying we won't. I'm saying I think we need to do some research before I can comment.
Okay. For those people that have waited the month or haven't gotten their gem in the month.
Yep.
Will they be charged for that month?
No.
Okay. So can they just send an email and tell, well, you'll know by the ship time, right? By, when they've signed up and stuff like that.
Well, I guess it depends what we mean by in that month. Like, if someone, I don't know, ordered on May 31st and paid on May 31st, and then we shipped on June 7th, then yeah, they would pay. Yeah. They would have paid up front in May, I think, very reasonably, and then they'll pay at the end of June as well. If something happened in production and someone legitimately, their order was delayed for 4 weeks, for some reason, I don't know what that reason would be, but in the hypothetical case where that happens, yeah, of course we're not gonna, we'll refund that first month. We're not at all here to, I mean, we want customers to be happy. We want to treat people fairly. We're here for the long run. We're not, we're not going to ever jam somebody up when they have a legitimate, a legitimate issue. I mean, I would never allow that. So yeah, I mean, I think that from order to delivery time, a couple weeks, yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Pay up front, just like you do for literally anything else you buy on the internet. But if it goes into if it's been, 3-4 weeks since payment, I think that starts to push it. And on a case-by-case basis, we'll always do the right thing.
Okay, awesome. If someone has ordered their gems and hasn't received them, they've ordered in May and hasn't received them, can you go down the list of things that could have occurred to prevent them from receiving their order, what they can do? And if someone says that they're shipped, will they get a shipping notification that says your order is shipped on that day?
There are a lot of questions in that question.
Okay. Sorry.
So I'm trying to remember them all. Some of the reasons why there would have been a longer delay. and I know that this isn't going to satisfy every single case out there because I'm obviously speaking in generalities, but it is, well, I'm going to think about putting a percentage to it. 80% of the time, like solidly 80%, it's to do with payment. Either the card was declined, it wasn't authorized, for an international transaction. Our goal is to reach out and resolve that quickly. We don't always hear back right away. Anyway, so the majority of the time it's a payment thing. We also had an issue with our old system where it would first run, the $50 deposit, and then it would run as a separate transaction the $29, and that was getting flagged by some credit cards as a kind of a suspicious kind of charge to have those back to back. So that would have caused someone's first payment to be accepted, but then the next one wouldn't go through no fault of their own. Well, just like the international thing. I mean, it's never anybody's fault. It's just the reality. Our new system kind of does away with all that stuff because you literally can't place an order without a successful payment going through. So I think that we've had I think a few hundred orders get hung up because of payment related challenges, and that really covers like the vast majority of extended delays. But the nice thing about our new system, like I said, is that can't happen. That literally can't happen. Like you can't place an order if the payment isn't successfully processed. So one of many things that's going to drastically improve our business going forward.
Okay. The communication from support, info, or all of the places, many people are sending their emails over and over, or they feel like they're not getting good communication. What can they do to get better communication? Will there ever be a phone line or a live chat available for those people?
So for sure, what I mean, you are more than free to do whatever you want, but I can tell you that it isn't terribly helpful to email 10 times about the same issue, because then instead of having I don't know 1,000 individual issues to go through, we now have 10,000, which takes more time overall, and puts a greater burden on the team. Not to say don't do it. I mean, you have every right to, as a customer, to do what you think is reasonable. But it's not overly productive in the grand scheme of things. One thing that we've done is we understand better the types of questions people have, and so we have everything coming into support@royaltie.com, and please continue to use that email address. That is, like, we've got a support team now of 20 people, and this is what they do all day long. They provide support to our customers. So this week notwithstanding, when we had just obviously a very special situation with the new system in place, but we just in a normal week, we're very well staffed to handle the volume of tickets that or inquiries that we're receiving. What we've done to I guess provide better service is we've now kind of segmented our support into shipping questions, affiliate questions, product like Gem support questions, billing questions. So we triage every email that comes in, and it goes directly to a team that specializes in that type of question. So we think that that's going to lead to not just faster responses, but better quality responses. Like my goal, and when I talk to the customer support team, I always tell them, the goal always is to resolve the question on the first email, right? It's not helpful to the customer to be engaging in a long conversation. So we're getting, I think, better through specialization at addressing the problem the first time. Is that the be all and end all? No. I think that there is room for live chat, like an online chat. We need to walk before we run, because we don't yet know enough about that and the staffing requirements and things like that. Like, the last thing I would want to do is, post a live chat function and all of a sudden realize that, I don't know, we need to double our staff and we're not ready for it. So we're going to experiment with that. I think that can be a really great tool to address like the burning questions, or the really simple questions that we get all day long. So we're going to experiment with that. I think it has a lot of potential, but I'm not going to launch it blindly without first understanding what the implications are from a staffing standpoint. I think that about covers it.
Yeah, that was a great answer. Thank you. So
that was like a long answer, right? Sorry, yeah. I went off a little bit there.
No, it was great. We will have a booklet on troubleshooting your gem that will come out in the near future. Will the marketing system that we have in the future be able to do anything other, will only be able to market Royaltie?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So, like, if you have a capture pages or anything like that, that's utilization of a marketing system, will we only be able to market Royaltie?
Yeah, no. Okay, great. Yes, I'm so glad. Of course. It's a great question, but I think that the answer is already in the fact that it's not like you can only use your gems to market gems, right? Like that, we're providing businesses with a platform to market their business. If you're an affiliate and you want to market our business together, fabulous. But this product is really about enabling business owners to better promote their existing business. So to that end, everything that we do, every new product that we introduce, is not going to be specifically about like promoting Royaltie, because that's not what we're about. Like we're as a company, our vision is to provide a suite of really, really simple set and forget tools to small business owners to help them promote their business, to help them drive more traffic to their real estate brokerage, or to their pizzeria, or to their whatever the business that they're in. And so it would be completely out of line with that philosophy if we were to give somebody a tool and not let them use it for their business. Everything that we do is going to be totally focused on empowering the business owner to better market their business.
Okay, awesome. I know it's been great questions and answers. A lot of people are saying thank you. So thank you for that. I'm still looking for more questions from you guys. If the light goes out on your gem, if you're green or red light, if there's no light at all, what do they do?
No light actually means on.
Okay. Well, the rest of it. So if they did, so once again, they're still trying to get clarification. If they did sign up in May and they didn't receive their login yet, what is the proper procedure for those people? The
proper procedure for those people is to do nothing. And I expect that I expect that all of those people will receive their login on Monday when we move their profile over from the old system into the new system. If you don't receive it by the end of day Monday, then please ask. But it's my expectation that that this issue is. I know what has caused it. We've got, like I said, about 1,500 profiles that we kept in the old system so as not to interfere with the work we're doing in the new system on commissions, and we're going to bring that over on Monday.
Okay. Yeah. What does somebody have to do to approve or say that they accept, like, the commission, or that everything is right? Like, so if they look at their deadline, they're like, yeah, mine's fine, move on. Yeah. What can they do?
Just send support an email with just letting us know, and we'll mark you off, and you will be the first to be paid. Like I said, the only other thing, if you have a PayPal address that is different from the email address that you registered with us, include that in the email too.
Okay, awesome. How do they get more gems? Gem production email means that someone has signed. What does the gem production email mean? You want to define that one?
Yeah, that's more of an internal address. That's where we talk about. That's where the kind of the production queue goes for the day. That's more of an internal address.
And you did say the new customers are going to get an email notification, like you'll get an email notification as they're upline, and they'll get an email welcoming
yes,
welcoming them, and it'll
so the welcome email is already live. The only other alert that we're going to turn on next week is notifying their upline sponsor that they signed, that this person is just placed an order.
Okay. Can I buy more gems the May price since I bought 3 in May? You're locked in for the ones that you bought in May, but not, you have to pay the price now going forward.
Correct.
I just took that answer. All right. I'm still looking for some questions. You guys, I think you've covered a whole bunch of stuff here, and a lot of people are grateful, and, people are going to start seeing that. People will be getting paid tomorrow. They'll be getting paid the next day, and they'll continue to get paid going forward. And, I think a lot of people are happy about that. So keep checking your back office, and I guess things are just moving right along. Right on.
They are. I mean, it felt like a long week, I'm sure, for a lot of people out there, and I know that people experienced. I think a very reasonable amount of frustration that things aren't yet perfect. I'm definitely on that list. I spent this week in a state of pretty much perpetual frustration. But when I look back, we did a lot. We did a lot really, really well this week. To be able to launch a new CRM, to end the week up to date on notifications through an amazing effort by our team today, to receive thousands of pieces of feedback and incorporate most of them, to test and retest and get a commission engine off the ground. That's quite a week. In the lifetime of a business, that sounds like something that you might do over the course of 3 months or 6. And so I think that I'm very proud of my team. They executed extremely well. They worked extremely hard. They worked really long hours. We're going to continue to do that until things are perfect. But yeah, I think overall a good week, and hopefully next week everyone will start to see more of the benefits of all this work that we're putting in. And I know that by the end of the month we'll be in a very different place than we are today, and it'll be crystal clear why we put in this new system, how all the benefits that are accruing to everyone as a result, and we'll be in a strong place going forward where every new order that comes in gets handled the way it should be handled, from the sponsor to the customer, to our production system support. So I believe very, very strongly that you know, when we look back on June, we're gonna think, you know, we got a heck of a lot done, and we are stronger than ever to scale this business in the future.
Right on. I concur. The billing each month, do people get billed on the day that they join?
Yes.
Okay. So the day that you join, the next month will be the day that you're billed for that month.
Correct.
Right? And then the payment for the 15th that you get paid out on the 15th is for the 30 days of the month before.
Yes.
Just so that people understand that. Okay. The serial numbers on my gems are different than the ones in my back office. What do I do? Email support, right? And tell them that your gems are different. Yeah, okay.
And that's actually a super easy fix. We just need to re-enter them.
Okay. And if you need to add affiliates, again, if they are adding or missing affiliate, they email. Can we go over who they're supposed to email one more time?
Yeah, sure. So for affiliate stuff, you're not going to make a mistake if you email support, but all support is going to do is they're going to send that to affiliate@royaltie.com. So you can feel free, you know, and going forward, that's going to be, you know, that's going to be the department within our customer service team that is going to answer all of, you know, questions that you might have as an affiliate, you know, like questions about the comp plan, questions about, you know, anything, right? Like that's going to be the go-to, and you know, now especially for, you know, downline type stuff, affiliate@royaltie.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. No, you guys, I think we have a lot to be grateful for. I'm grateful for being here. Thank you so much, Justin, for the amount of time, and we'll continue to do these in the future, you guys. We'll get that email to tell you guys about the timeline and an update of what we have. And the recording will be right here at this site. You guys can send any affiliate who might have missed it right to this site. So once again, Justin, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Cheryl, as always, and everyone out there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. I'm extremely grateful for this amazing group of people that we brought together. Yeah, I'm more convinced than ever that we've got something really special, and we're going to do amazing things together. So have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We'll be rocking again on Monday.
All right. Thanks, Justin. Good night. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.
Bye.